From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Thursday morning. Hope you had an awesome Wednesday because the weather out there was awesome. Lots of sunshine. That's going to continue again for today. And we'll keep the forecast dry for lower elevations through next Tuesday. High temperatures staying mild over the next 7 days, and that avalanche danger, unfortunately, continues to be considerable for Cascade slopes over the next couple days at least. Right now, you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils, and not seeing too much out there for this morning. We're in the 20s and 30s for the valleys, 30s for the lower Columbia Basin, and 30s for the Blue Foothills, 20s up in the mountains. So, of course, you're going to have to bundle up as you're headed out the front door. Here's your hourly forecast for this Thursday for the Tri-Cities. Pretty much nothing but sunshine in the forecast. We'll have highs getting up into the mid-50s. So a very mild day out there. Will be a few degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Lower elevations getting up mostly into the 50s. We will be stuck in the mid-40s. In the Kittitas Valley, a little bit breezy across the map for today, gusts anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. Once again, that will factor in to the considerable avalanche danger. We'll touch on this coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, a felony hit and run suspect tracked down after a car crash in Yakima. Now this morning, we're going to explain how police used a drone to find him hiding at a home and how the arrest unfolded once they closed in. We have that story coming up. Plus, supporters speak out as recall efforts target Port of Benton commissioners. Coming up, we're going to explain the allegations, the court review process, and what's next for the port. And Kennewick is taking steps to honor combat wounded veterans with Purple Heart parking. This morning, we're going to show you how the Columbia Basin Veterans Center and Post 5785 are kicking off a Tri-City-wide initiative. All those details and stories coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott. Jessica has the morning off. And we start this morning with a crime alert out of Yakima. Police making an arrest after a felony hit and run suspect. It all happened when a crash unfolded Tuesday night. This was in South Yakima. Take a look.
And the suspect fled over here to Meade and Rock Avenue.
You see it all there on your screen. Investigators say the crash happened around 7 p.m. near 16th Avenue in Meade. Authorities say the driver then left the scene. Officers were able to track the suspect to his home near Meade and Rock using a drone. Well, police were able to locate him at his home, take him into custody without further incident. Police not releasing any names of the suspects yet. And no word on the condition of the other driver as well. But as the investigation unfolds, we'll keep you updated. And continuing coverage this morning at 5:03 in light of a proposed home for level 3 registered sex offenders in central Kennewick. Local governments across our area say they're now working together, trying to prevent future, less restrictive alternative homes from opening. This morning, Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz takes us to one county where local leaders met and are now looking at what can be done both locally and at the state level.
What can we do at the local level to fight this, to mitigate this, and to, I guess, let it be as least impactful as possible on our community? Because I think that's one of the most sobering things through all this, kind of what I introed with. This could be any of us.
The mayors of Kennewick, Pasco, and Richland meeting with the Franklin County Board of Commissioners Wednesday morning, discussing ways that they are reacting to the proposed LRA set to open in central Kennewick, something at the top of many people's minds across the region. Now, local leaders say that they plan to team up to come up with new long-term solutions to prevent more LRAs from opening.
What can we do now to educate the community to either get behind some bills and register our opposition to that, but then also what can we look at with our current codes and policies.
Kennewick Mayor Jason McShane says that he also hopes that local governments will work together to propose their own legislation to the state. He says that he hopes to target next year's legislative session. And he says that the next step after that is to bring elected officials from across the region and community members together.
I think having a meeting where we can present to the community, this is what is going to be proposed to be changed, where we come with answers, not questions, right? These are the things that need to be changed in Olympia this next legislative session, and we need to voice that opinion strongly.
With calls for action and transparency from residents fighting against the Kennewick LRA and beyond, All eyes are on local leaders and the next steps that they plan to take. From Franklin County, Caleb Sipkowitz, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, we're told that the West Richland Mayor, Fred Brink, also hoped to attend the meeting, but he couldn't make it. Of course, we'll continue to follow the story and keep you updated as more developments come in. 5:05, following up on a recall effort against all 3 Port of Benton commissioners. It's moving forward now, but at yesterday's meeting, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says several community members voiced support for the board.
Amid recall efforts filed against all 3 Port of Benton commissioners, community members packed public comment with messages of support, urging them to stay focused.
Your work is noticed, it is appreciated, and it makes a difference. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your commitment.
The support comes as the recall process moves forward, backed by complaints and documents alleging Commissioner Scott Keller violated port policies and state law.
Let's be very clear about what's happening right now. The narrative that's being pushed is if Scott Keller's name appears in the media, he's automatically guilty. And if you're a supporter who says, show me the evidence, you're accused of protecting a criminal.
The recall effort stems from an outside investigation into the port that criticized the commissioners for not taking stronger action and for a lack of accountability. Former Benton County Judge Eugene Pratt and his 2 daughters are leading the recall, saying the other 2 commissioners are failing to fix the problem. I spoke with one commissioner at the meeting who says they would like to comment, but because of the recall, have been advised by their attorney not to. Under Washington law, a judge must first decide whether the allegations are legally sufficient. If approved, recall supporters would have up to 180 days to gather signatures equal to 35% of the votes cast in each commissioner's last election to put it on the ballot.
We want verified, concrete evidence. We want our government to do their job. That is insisting on evidence and equal opportunity for rebuttal before destroying someone's life, character, and reputation.
For now, the case heads to court review as supporters of the commissioner and recall organizers prepare for the next phase. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And now port officials say that they plan to continue moving forward with the ongoing economic development projects while the recall process plays out. 5:07 and taking you to Walla Walla now, where a new federal initiative is aiming to speed up infrastructure projects across the country. Officials with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers say it could help move key projects forward in the Pacific Northwest. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers recently announced its Building Infrastructure, Not Paperwork initiative. It's a plan focused on cutting red tape and helping projects move faster. In the Walla Walla district, leaders say the goal is to streamline how work gets done while keeping the focus on core missions like hydropower, navigation, and public safety. And that includes ongoing modernization projects already underway, like the work at Dworshak Dam in Idaho, where a 4th generator is being installed to boost reliability and add hundreds of megawatts of power to the regional grid. Officials say the initiative could help shorten timelines by simplifying studies and improving how projects are planned and executed, something they hope will help deliver infrastructure upgrades more efficiently.
Basically, what it means is focusing on being more efficient, focusing on delivering the mission, or delivering, making projects actually complete, executing them.
Officials say the effort is about getting critical infrastructure projects finished faster while maintaining long-term reliability. 5:08 in local living, a new effort's underway in Kennewick to honor combat wounded veterans in a visible way. The Columbia Basin Veterans Center in Pasco is partnering with VFW Post 5785 to kick off what they hope will become a Tri-City-wide initiative. This week, a Purple Heart parking sign was installed at the VFW Post 5785 in Kennewick, where organizers say it's the first step in a broader push to eventually designate Kennewick as a Purple Heart City, a title recognizing communities that show support for veterans who were wounded or killed in combat.
I think for our community, they deserve this. And it's a way to honor those personnel that have received a Purple Heart. Gives them a space that's usually closer to getting in.
I got blown up in Vietnam by an IED, and I was lucky also, obviously, because I'm still here and still walking.
Organizers say a sign reveal celebration is planned for March. Exact dates have not been finalized yet. Columbia Basin Veterans Center says the goal is to encourage more local businesses to install Purple Heart signage or create designated veteran parking spaces. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, a slow start to the housing market in January, but spring could bring a surge. In today's Consumer Alert, we're going to explain what's driving home prices, mortgage rates, and how buyers can prepare to compete. We have those details coming up after the break. And giving you a live look outside, this one from right here to Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. When we come back, we'll get your first alert forecast.
Let Schweitzer be your next winter getaway. Because at Schweitzer, your best day can start in the village or at the summit and everywhere in between. Explore Schweitzer. All days, always.
It's Truck Month with the Ford Crew.
Truck Month only happens once a year.
So it's gotta be big.
Like available Pro Power on board big.
Protect it with the Ford Security Package big. Biggest deals of the year big.
There's only one Ford Truck Month.
Deal's so good, we need a bigger door big.
Oh yeah.
And now get 0% APR for 60 months with 0 down and 0 payments for up to 90 days. Plus $1,000 Truck Month cash on select Ford vehicles.
Don't we all need a space we love? We'll make your design dreams a reality today during the extended President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Save big on sofas and sectionals, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. And the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last, plus 60 months, no interest. Shop the comfort, the style, the selection, the savings. But hurry, the extended President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive special pricing on Daikin Entra system starting at only $830. At Bruce Heating and Air, we'll find the unit that works right in your space. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Let Schweitzer be your next winter getaway. A place where the views are as good as the company. And the skiing is as electric as the experience. Explore Schweitzer. All days, always.
Nashville left here, let's clear a path.
911 Nashville is heating up with all new episodes. Don't miss a single second. 911 Nashville tonight on BBC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our roads are a little bit snowy this morning for Interstate 90 and for US Highway 2. So if you have to travel up that way, just don't be caught off guard. But for the rest of us, it is dry out there as the forecast was dry for yesterday. All right. Avalanche danger still considerable over the next couple days for our Cascade slopes. The only area where it's not going to be considerable is down at Mount Hood, but for the rest of us, considerable. That's a level 3 out of 5. And then for tomorrow, a little bit more yellow on the map for the west north and for the west central slopes of the Cascades, but the rest of us still seeing that orange color, which indicates considerable avalanche danger, which means that natural avalanches are possible. Human-triggered avalanches are likely. There's a wide array of the possibilities of the kind of size and distribution of avalanches, but the travel advice remains the same. You have to evaluate the snowpack carefully. Your route finding needs to be cautious, and the decision-making has to be conservative. Okay, very quickly now, the zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. A low-end chance of some snow showers today in the Cascades. For the Kittitas Valley, it will be breezy. Some of those gusts up around 25 miles per hour. Highs getting into the mid-40s for the Yakima Valley, low to mid-50s. Bright skies for the lower Columbia Basin, also mid-50s for the Blue Foothills. Looking at mid-50s as well. And then up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, 30s and 40s. Breezy across the map with those gusts anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. And there is more dry weather in the forecast. I'll tell you why that's the case coming up in a few minutes.
5:15 now in your consumer alert this morning. Realtors are predicting that we'll see more homes listed for sale this spring than in previous years. Typically, more homes come on the market in the spring because buyers and sellers want to close and move before the start of the new school year in the fall. Now this morning, Jen Sullivan explains what buyers can expect this spring.
It's been a slow start of the year for the housing market. Existing home sales dipped in January, but as the spring market begins, the National Association of Realtors expects sales to pick up.
More buyers coming into the market, more sellers trying to get into the market, so much more robust activity during the spring buying season.
Lawrence Yoon with the National Association of Realtors says the last few years have been tough for potential buyers because fewer homes were coming on the market and there were a lot of interested buyers. That drove up prices and created bidding wars. But he predicts that will start to shift.
We'll see more supply on the market.
Prices, though, have yet to come down. Last month, the median existing home sale price was just under $397,000, according to the NAR. And Yoon doesn't expect those numbers to come down anytime soon. But mortgage rates have come down, and he says that will help make homes more affordable. As of last week, the average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage was 6.01%, according to Freddie Mac. A year ago, it was 6.85%. And there's other good news.
In many markets, people's income is beginning to outpace home price growth, so that is also helping on the affordability.
There is some concern that the drop in mortgage rates could cause a surge in potential buyers flooding the market. That's why Yoon says it's important to make sure you're in a good position to make a competitive offer when you do find the right home.
It's a long process to be prepared, get the mortgage applications corrected, trying to find the right home. So it's a multi-month process.
Yoon recommends having enough cash to make a 3 to 20% down payment. Get pre-approved for a mortgage and make sure your credit score is good. The better the score, the lower your mortgage rate will be. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
And now experts warn buyers to also keep an eye out on local property taxes and insurance costs. Those can both significantly affect affordability beyond the sale price and mortgage rate. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, we're going to check in once again with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He's going to have a look at your full First Alert forecast as we give you a live look outside from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima this morning. We're back after the break.
New Nissan?
Hi, Craig.
Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
You can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get 0% APR for 60 months when financed through InMac, or get $3,500 to $6,000 total savings on select models.
Do you know what's happening in Kennewick? A facility housing the worst of the worst, Level 3 sexually violent predators, is proposed in our neighborhood. With kids and families nearby, we must act now. Neighbors are uniting to fight a statewide issue and protect our community. This requires legal counsel and outreach. Please donate to support our efforts. These people are profiting off these placements. Let's stop them from putting our community at risk.
When a migraine strikes and I've taken a trip down, side effects like dizziness can throw me off. Ugh, migraine again. Ubrelvy works differently. It keeps me in rhythm, quickly stopping migraine pain within 2 hours. And some have pain relief that lasts all day, so I can handle whatever the day may throw at me. Don't take if allergic or with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Report increased blood pressure or color changes, pain, or numbness in fingers or toes. Get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, which may occur days after use. Ask your doctor how you can stop migraine attacks and stay in rhythm with Ubrelvy.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
It's Heart Health Awareness Month. Symptoms of heart problems could include indigestion, heartburn, or extreme fatigue. More at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Heart Healthy Month, sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Kraken Blues coverage begins at 5 tonight on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to be a dry, beautiful forecast through Tuesday. There are going to be some days where it'll be mostly cloudy, including on Saturday, but plenty of sunshine for today. Here's why we are going to be so dry over the next handful of days. It's because of this area of high pressure that's just kind of hanging around the area, and so that puts dry air into the atmosphere, and that really stymies any rain chances that we're going to have for lower elevations. Could be some snow showers up in the Cascades, but yeah, lower elevations in the Blues definitely going to be dry. So for today, plenty of sunshine once again for the Tri-Cities. Those highs getting into the mid-50s, which is a few degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Perhaps this pattern breaking down by the time we get to the middle of next week, but even that, only a 20% chance of rain for the Tri-Cities by next Wednesday. Those afternoon high temperatures staying mild, like I said, a little bit above average for this time of the year. So for today, we're going to end up in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s for the Cascades, and 30s and 40s for the Blues. For tonight, most of us dropping down, in fact, all of us dropping down into the 20s and 30s, and most of us dropping down to below freezing. We'll be right at freezing for the Tri-Cities and for Hermiston. Our forecast high temperatures, like I've been saying, right around normal, if not a little bit above average by about 5 degrees. So for today, we'll be a few degrees warmer than normal. Our warmest day in the forecast looks to be next Wednesday, where we'll be within striking distance of 60 degrees. And those overnight lows trending up into next Tuesday and Wednesday night, but for the most part, they'll be right around freezing. So here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Sunny and breezy today and tomorrow. More clouds on Saturday and then more sun by Sunday. In Yakima, dry and mild over the next week, with the brightest days being Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday. In Ellensburg, keeping the forecast dry through Tuesday, but maybe rain returns by next Wednesday. For Hermiston, a wonderful stretch of weather through Tuesday with chilly mornings and mild afternoons. And finally, for Walla Walla, maybe a stray shower on Saturday. Otherwise, our next substantial chance of rain holds off until next Wednesday.
All right, well, our temperature's on the rise. We're seeing the sun, which we absolutely love, but unfortunately, it's not the case for everyone across the country. Some parts still digging out from winter's latest storm.
Yeah, Minnesotans, and we have a few in the newsroom, so they'll tell you, they are no strangers to snow. So much so that the state's Department of Transportation holds an annual contest inviting residents to come up with fun names for their favorite snowplows.
I love this. Officials announced the 8 winners this week, with pop culture and music references taking center stage. So this year's winning names include Oh for Sleet's Sake. I love these. Oh Brother, Where Art Plow, and The Life of a Snow Girl.
Those aren't really names. Those are more like puns, phrases, but they're punny. I like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like, you remember when the boat got named like 10 years ago?
McBoaterson.
I was thinking like Snowplow, McSnowplow Face or something like that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I think they've had one of those before.
Yeah.
If we look back in the history of the names of those.
Okay, so this is just a new twist on that.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's fun nonetheless, and of course they're trying to make light of the situation because this storm has impacted so many people in the Northeast right now. I mean, flights have been canceled, schools have been closed, and it sounds like they could have some more snow on the way as well.
Yeah, it's been a harsh winter out that way, but a very mild, dry winter over here. So eventually the pattern flips, right?
It's got to at some point. Yep. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We're taking an inside look at the second half of Bridgerton Season 4. Plus new trailers, box office breakouts, and a celebrity birthday that's going the distance. That's all coming up in your entertainment headlines after the break.
Slow down, look around, and let your creative side lead the way. Experience small town life in Ellensburg, Washington. From crafted coffee and inspiring Main Street stays, to inventive cuisine, local wine, craft beer, locally curated shops, outdoor art, galleries, and the artists who shape this community. Get inspired and plan your creative escape with the Love Local Passport, a curated guide to Ellensburg's best. Download the Passport to plan your stay where creativity lives everywhere at myellensburg.com.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Prosser's most colorful adventure is at Splat It. Throw paint, get messy, and have a blast. For kids, adults, parties, and nights out, Splat It has it all. Book now at splatitnw.com.
Lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer-related death in the world. Using the Ion robotic bronchoscopy, we're able to diagnose cancer early, making patients eligible to have a wide range of potential therapies. And that's the key to improved survival, the key to getting you back to your life. And we'd love to help take care of you.
Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always. Strong women build strong communities. Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity's Women Build is transforming the dining room at the UGM Women and Children's Shelter and turning it into a space of warmth, dignity, and hope. Women volunteers will demo, paint, and build a welcoming place for local women and children to gather and heal. Join our free Women Build classes February 28th through March 7th. Scan the QR code to learn more and sign up now. Let's build together.
Next live, the show Paradise.
Guys.
Fresh from the Paradise Season 2 premiere, Sterling K. Brown.
Bam!
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Saturday primetime in Sunday Showcase on ABC.
Welcome back. 5:27 in your entertainment headlines this morning. We've got streaming buzz, box office records, and celebrity milestones, and it's all making headlines this week, from steamy moments in Bridgerton to Hulu's return of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Fans are talking.
Plus an animated hit and a Grammy winner celebrating a big birthday. So with the latest in showbiz, here's Jacqueline with more.
We must find the owner of this glove.
You sound as if you have been made a new man.
The second half of Bridgerton Season 4 just arrived on Netflix, and fans of the Bridgerton book series are anticipating one very steamy scene between the characters of Benedict and Sophie. But Luke Thompson, who plays Benedict, tells ABC News Radio there wasn't any pressure.
Bridgerton is absolutely a show that wants to meet the fans where they are, but is also a show that's trying to surprise people as well and bring people where they don't expect.
I feel like something's coming. I think we all know what's coming.
Is there trouble in Salt Lake City? A new trailer for Hulu's Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 4 shows the ladies struggling with the demands of their newfound stardom. The hit reality series returns March 12th on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Do you think we're a good team?
Of course. Another box office milestone for Zootopia 2. The Disney animated film is now officially the highest grossing domestic movie release of 2025, taking in over $424 million. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. And Grammy-winning singer Michael Bolton is turning 73 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
A lot to unpack there. Bridgerton, obsessed. I already binge watched the first 4, so now I have the next 4 to pile up on. You haven't started.
No, but I heard Stacey Lee. She was talking about Bridgerton yesterday, and she was giving the newsroom the rundown. So yeah,
as one does. And then Zootopia 2. That's adorable. And now streaming, we have it, and kids love to watch it.
It's almost made $500 million at this point.
I know, it's wild, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. There's always trouble with those Mormon housewives too. So one being The Bachelorette now.
Oh yeah.
So there's always something going on down there, stirring up the Salt Lake, you know.
Yeah, always getting up to something.
Yeah, always up to something. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A Richland mom is getting some help cleaning out years of clutter from her home. A local junk removal company stepping in, but the job is far from done. Coming up, we're going to show you how volunteers are working to make the home safe once again. Plus, a Kennewick teacher receives the 2026 Crystal Apple Award. Coming up in our 5:30 half hour, we're going to show you how Corey Cannon's work in the classroom has made a lasting impact on students and families. We have those details coming up in your next half hour, but first, here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Anthropic loosens up its safety pledge. The AI firm is dropping self-imposed guardrails for the development of its AI models, saying they could hinder its ability to compete. The move comes as the company faces a Friday deadline from the Pentagon for unfettered access to its AI model. For the first time ever, Snapchat will host its own live awards show on March 31st. The awards, called Snappies, will focus on the highest performing creators and their content from across entertainment, music, and sports. Finally, Samsung is out with a new feature called Privacy Display. It hides what users are looking at from anyone lurking nearby. The only potential downside is that it makes the screen slightly less bright. Privacy Display is available on Samsung's S26 Ultra model. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay. Have a great day.
Leaf Filter Gutter Protection helps prevent costly damage to your home, like rotting fascia, soffit, and foundation damage. But not all gutter protection is the same. Let's put them to the test. In heavy rain, these hood-style guards just can't keep up. In lighter rain, debris can flow into the gap. It's like an invitation. Don't give debris an invitation. Filter it out with Leaf Filter.
Schedule your free gutter inspection today. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com.
Meet my bestie. National University supports all her ands. With flexible online courses, she can be a student and an adventurer. She's an ander. National University, supporting all your ands.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex? Breathe. What is... Wow. Sinex? Breathe. Ah.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Josh Colbert.
Okay, the sun. Yes, please.
Yes.
It was still a little chilly.
Yeah.
But having that sunshine out all day yesterday, oh.
Yesterday, everyone was in such a good mood because
there were
we've been
so many people outside.
Yeah.
Just random everywhere, just people outside.
We've all been deprived of vitamin D.
Yeah.
Everyone was happy except for our very own Austin Reed. I want it to be cold. I want it to be cloudy. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
I think consensus is that we're happy to see this weather.
Yes.
And we have a lot more of it coming down the pike. So let's go ahead and talk about those big weather stories. Keep the forecast dry through next Tuesday. It's looking like most of those days are going to be mostly sunny. And our high temperature is going to stay mild over the next 7 days. We're talking mid to upper 50s within the Tri-Cities, maybe getting pretty close to 60 degrees. And unfortunately, still some considerable avalanche danger for our mountains, specifically for the slopes of the Cascades through Friday at the very least. Right now, you're taking a live look at Ellensburg. This is our Central Washington outdoor camera, the view of the rodeo grounds. So they're making progress there. It is cold this morning in the valley, 20s and 30s for both the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys. We're sitting in the 20s and 30s for the basin. It looks like we're exclusively in the 30s for the foothills, then 20s and 30s up in the mountains. Here's your hourly forecast for this Thursday for the Yakima Valley. Plenty of sunshine all throughout the day. Highs getting into the low 50s. So most lower elevation spots going to end up in the 50s for today. Might feel a little bit cooler out there with some of those gusts anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. And that will factor into this, that considerable avalanche danger that we'll talk more about coming up in a few minutes.
Well, we began this half hour of news following up on a story that we first brought you earlier this week. A Richland mom working to clean out a home filled with years of clutter while also trying to keep her family together. Now a Kennewick-based junk removal company is stepping in, offering to clear out the property at no cost. The owner of New Creation Junk Removal says after seeing the Apple Valley News Now report, he felt compelled to help. The cleanup is extensive, and the company says it's also encouraging other local hauling businesses to step in and help speed up the process.
There's a Bible verse, it's 2 Corinthians 5:17 that says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he's a new creation. The old has passed away, behold, the new has come. As I was scrolling up, that's when Apple Valley News popped up. And then I clicked on the link, I was like, man, I got a junk removal company. And then I started reading the story of, her being a single mother.
Mackenzie Hansen says her now ex-fiance is the one who had turned the property on Haynes Avenue into a hoarding situation, and he's currently behind bars. And she tells us that he struggles with substance abuse and mental health problems. Well, the cleanup is expected to take several days, and organizers say community support from services to volunteer help could make a significant impact for the family.
Because I've been in situations where, I needed help, whether it was for a car, borrowing a car, money, whatever it was. And I would like to, invite all the junk removal companies, because I know there's quite a bit in Tri-Cities, to support, Now,
the mom says that the unexpected support is a relief as she works to make the home safe and stable for herself and her 2 young kids. 5:36 now, and turning our attention to education, where a Kennewick teacher is receiving an important honor for making a lasting impact in the classroom. Kennewick School District naming Westgate Elementary kindergarten teacher Corey Cannon its 2026 Crystal Apple Award winner, recognizing educators who go above and beyond for students and families. Now, Cannon has spent 14 years teaching kindergarten at Westgate, where she works with young learners from a wide range of language backgrounds and helps students build strong foundations both socially and academically. Earlier this year, she was also named the district's 2026 Elementary Teacher of the Year, with school leaders highlighting her ability to create a welcome, engaging classroom and her strong connections with families. District officials say her teaching approach focuses on making sure every student feels safe, supported, and is excited to learn.
When I think about teaching, it's not just looking at the standards and going through to what does every kid need to know. You're also helping them with their social skills. So how are they interacting with their peers? How are they playing? How do they manage their emotions?
District officials say Cannon's recognition highlights the impact that teachers have beyond academics, and she will be honored at the Crystal Apple Award ceremony March 19th at the ESD 123 building in Pasco. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, Hermiston Wrestling celebrates a long-awaited state title. This morning, our Jake Gable will highlight the key matchups and the team's path to victory. It's all coming up in sports after the break.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust.
911, what's your emergency?
All right, let's get this car out of here.
Help!
Where's Chris? He didn't get out of the bus. No, he never got on.
Not knowing where my son is terrifying.
LAPD!
Is my used car cursed?
Why is this load taking 2 hours?
Third rinsing cycle commencing.
How do they know this car seat is safe?
I don't know. They've got people who do that.
But who's they?
You shouldn't have to question everything. For 90 years, Consumer Reports has been testing, reviewing, and advocating for you for answers you don't have to question. Consumer Reports. We never stop questioning.
Today, too many of us walk away from our primary care appointments feeling rushed and unheard.
We were frustrated too, so we decided to change the quality of healthcare here in the Tri-Cities.
At Primary Care at the PC, we take the time to truly listen. With 1 hour-long appointments, we care about the whole you. You don't have to be a member to be our patient, but once you're here, you might want to be.
Now welcoming new patients. Book your appointments online or call us at 509-783-5465. Primary Care at the PC. Play hard, live well.
Life happens.
Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits, including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Brace your taste buds. Don't miss out on the new DQ $6.99 Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket. A spicy, bold heat, served with a side of our cool, sweet DQ soft serve as a dip. All for just $6.99. Plus, try a sweet, spicy sip of lemonade made with tahini. It's the new Swisey menu for a limited time, only at DQ.
BOGO time is back at Vance. Right now through March, when you buy a new AC, the All-Star Team at Vance will throw in a furnace for free. That's right, and our licensed professionals will handle it all. Call us today because this offer won't last. Upgrade your system and get peace of mind and savings all year long. Ask your system designer for details. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance. Vance Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric.
Nashville left here, let's clear a path.
911 Nashville is heating up with all new episodes. Don't miss a single second. 911 Nashville, tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Wanted to have another check-in on road conditions where they are a little bit snowy for Interstate 90 and for U.S. Highway 2. That would be Snoqualmie Pass and Stevens Pass, so we'll continue to monitor that very closely. Now it's taking on a zone-by-zone tour of temperatures for this morning, and the snow that is on the ground not melting yet up in the Cascades as we're all below freezing, mostly down into the 20s. For the Kittitas Valley, we're seeing 30s up and down the valley. We are actually a little bit colder in the Yakima Valley as some of that cold air is draining down. Most of us in the 20s. For the lower Columbia Basin, we're seeing low to mid 30s. For the Blue Foothills, we are seeing a mixture of 20s and 30s. And then for the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains, also 20s and 30s. Moral of the story, you got to bundle up as you're headed out the front door. Okay. Avalanche danger continues to be considerable for most of our slopes for today. This is today's forecast. And then for tomorrow, a little bit of a reduction in the considerable area. But still, if you're going to venture out into the backcountry, please exercise extreme caution. You can find a bunch of avalanche safety tips posted online at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Here's your ski report brought to you by Schweitzer. The base depth only at 31 inches for today for Schweitzer. For Ski Bluewood, we're at 25 inches. And for White Pass, now up to 40 inches. So even though none of those totals are anything to write home about, they're looking a lot better than they were just a couple weeks back. In terms of fresh powder over the next couple days, you can just pretty much forget about it as high pressure is dominating our pattern, which means that we're going to keep it dry through next Tuesday at least. I'll tell you about the mechanisms behind that coming up in a few minutes.
5:42, time to talk some sports as the Hermiston boys wrestling team won their first ever Washington State Championship. Now this morning, Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable highlights the achievement that the team has been waiting to accomplish.
Hermiston High School is unique. Located in Oregon, they sit just 8 miles from the Washington border. In 2018, they became the first out-of-state school to compete in Washington State high school athletics. The Hermiston boys wrestling program has a very successful history. They won 10 Oregon State titles in the 21st century. But for the first time, they claimed a Washington State title.
It just felt good. It just didn't feel real at first, and then it took a little bit to hit me. And it just made me excited, happy for the team.
It had been a long time coming for the Bulldogs, who had came in second place 4 years in a row prior to their victory this past weekend.
It wasn't that can we do this? It was more like when it was going to happen, right? I mean, I think we should have won last year with a few things go a different way. Didn't happen. This year, we put guys out on the mat that were going to win matches and get bonus points. And man, it was just a spectacular finish to lots of hard work and effort that these kids put in, and they deserve it.
3 wrestlers, Jacoby Rodriguez, Jaden Martinez, and Aiden Larson, won their individual weight class state championship. But it was a full team effort, with many others placing high as well. The full team scored 280.5 points in total. They outscored second place by 61 points.
It's good because every person that showed up, everyone scored points. So no matter what, no one can say like I didn't contribute because he still scored points. So it means a lot to everyone.
For junior Aiden Larson, this victory was special for several reasons. Finishing second in his weight class last year, Larson got a rematch with the wrestler who beat him in the finals.
Yeah, I was waiting for that match all year. I pretty much knew that it was going to be me and him in the finals again, and I just waited. I wanted to wrestle him so bad.
Now Hermiston can continue to add to its wrestling legacy, now as champions in multiple states. In Hermiston, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And the boys wrestling team was honored at halftime of the Hermiston girls basketball playoff game. Hermiston girls team also had a strong performance, finishing second in state. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning, and giving you a live look outside from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky camera at Richland's Columbia Point. When we come back, Josh will break down your full First Alert forecast, let you know what you can expect today and as we make our way towards the weekend.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus $1,000 trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
We're celebrating our 71st anniversary with huge savings. Join the Buy Mart family where $5 gets you a lifetime of savings. And when you join, we'll give you a free Buy Mart bucket. Find new Buy Mart 58-count single-serve coffee pods for just $16.75. Save $3 on Tillamook jerky sticks. MD's 8-count Mega Roll bath tissue is priced at $4.99. Filthy Rich bark mulch along with Buy Mart potting soil and planting mix are $6.99 each. Plus find even more savings in-store with our extra member discounts only at Buy Mart.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion.
We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery. Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Apple Valley News Now congratulates the Seahawks, Super Bowl 60 champions. And thank you to our viewers for following the Hawks to the Bay Area with live coverage on Apple Valley News Now, ABC, and Apple Valley News Now. Your home for Super Bowl 61. First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee, Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. If you like yesterday's weather, then you got a treat in store, as we are going to see a lot of days that look just like that. And this is the reason why. This area of high pressure that is just hanging off the Oregon coast right now. This is putting dry air into our region, especially down into lower elevations. So that is going to stifle rain chances over the next 6-ish days. Now, we could have a few snow showers today up in the Cascades, but we will, of course, not have to worry about that for lower elevations. Exhibit A is for today in the Yakima Valley, starting off in the 20s, but will quickly ascend into the low 50s as we head into this afternoon. Lots of sunshine Could be a little bit breezy for today. Across the map, gusts anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour. But I think in the Yakima Valley, the lower valley is probably going to be a little bit gustier as opposed to the upper valley. No precip chances in the Yakima Valley over the next 7 days. And in addition to that, afternoon high temperatures are staying mild for this time of the year. So for today, most lower elevation spots going to end up in the 50s. We'll be stuck in the mid 40s in the Kittitas Valley, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Then for tonight, all of us dropping down into the 20s and 30s. Most of us below freezing. We might be just a tick above that for some of the Blue Mountain foothills. High temperatures over the next 7 days in the Yakima Valley. You can see either normal or slightly above average by about 5 degrees. So for now, it looks like our ceiling is 56, 57 degrees, at least in the Yakima Valley. And then those overnight lows hovering right around 30 up until next week, the beginning of next week, when they'll feel a little bit better up into the mid 30s. So here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Sunny and breezy today and tomorrow. More clouds on Saturday and then more sunshine by Sunday. In Yakima, dry and mild over the next week, with the brightest days being Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday. For Ellensburg, keeping the forecast dry through Tuesday, but maybe rain returns by next Wednesday. And then for Hermiston, a wonderful stretch of weather through Tuesday with chilly mornings and mild afternoons. And finally, for Walla Walla, maybe a stray shower on Saturday. Otherwise, our next substantial chance of rain holds off until next Wednesday.
Now, the morning sprint.
It is 5:50, time for your morning sprint, and we start with the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning.
And the suspect fled over here to Mead and Rock Avenue.
Taking you to Yakima, where police arrested a felony hit-and-run suspect Tuesday night after the driver left the scene of a crash. This was near 16th Avenue and Mead. Officers were able to track that person down at a home near Mead and Rock. They used a drone, actually, to locate him. Suspect then taken into custody without incident. No names have been released and no update on the condition of the other driver involved in the hit and run. Police say the investigation's ongoing. And the mayors of Kennewick, Pasco, and Richland met with Franklin County commissioners yesterday to discuss the proposed level alternative or LRA set homes that are opening in central Kennewick. Local leaders say that they plan to work together to educate the community, propose local legislation, and bring regional officials and residents together to prevent more LRAs from opening. Leaders say transparency and collaboration are top priorities as officials map out next steps for long-term solutions. And recall efforts targeting all 3 Port of Benton commissioners. Supporters voiced strong messages at public comment sessions emphasizing the impact of their work. Recall stemming from some complaints alleging policy and legal violations, with organizers needing court approval to proceed. Under state law, a judge must first determine if the allegations are legally sufficient. If approved, supporters have up to 180 days to gather signatures to place the recall on the ballot. Both supporters and commissioners now await the next phase in court review. And a new effort is underway in Kennewick to honor wounded veterans. Columbia Basin Veterans Center in Pasco is partnering with VFW Post 5785 to install a Purple Heart parking sign, marking the first step towards designating the city as a Purple Heart community. Organizers hope to encourage more local businesses to display similar signage or create designated parking spaces for veterans. A celebration is planned in March, and the initiative could eventually expand through the Tri-Cities to show broader support for service members. And a Richland mom struggling to clear years of clutter from her home is getting some unexpected help from a Kennewick-based junk removal company. New Creation Junk Removal offered to clear the property at no cost. Organizers say the cleanup is extensive, and they're encouraging other local hauling businesses to help speed up the process. The mom says that the support is a relief as she works to make her home safe and stable for her 2 kids. 5:53 in your national headlines this morning. Former Secretary of State and First Lady Hillary Clinton is facing a House deposition today. The Republican Oversight Committee chair says that she's not accused of any wrongdoing, saying that the panel is just looking for information to help in its investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Clinton says that she never met him. Former President Bill Clinton also scheduled for a deposition tomorrow. Committee chair says he too is not accused of any wrongdoing. Evidence does show that he flew on Epstein's plane, though, at least 16 times. 5:53 in your business headlines. Samsung unveiling its new Galaxy S26 smartphones, putting a heavy focus on AI. The new S26 lineup features AI agents designed to predict what a user wants to do next and accomplish tasks on their behalf. Beyond the software, the phone features hardware upgrades, including a more powerful processor and a camera system that captures better photos in the dark. There's also new screen technology that prevents bystanders from seeing sensitive data like your PIN codes and passwords. And while AI is big this year, analysts say most consumers still buy new phones out of necessity and prioritize things like fancy cameras, better display, and new colors. The S26 lineup is now available for pre-order. 5:54 in your health headlines. 3 types of cottage cheese sold under the Walmart Great Value brand are being recalled in 24 states. And that's because they may have been pasteurized. They may have not been pasteurized properly. The FDA says that the cottage cheese's manufacturer, Saputo Cheese USA, discovered the issue during what it called pasteurizer troubleshooting exercises. It then voluntarily issued the recall. The product sold between February 17th and the 20th. If you have the products in question, don't eat them. Return them to Walmart for a refund. According to FDA, there have not been any reports of illness or hospitalization connected to the recall. 5:55 talking sports now this morning. Seattle Kraken struggling to find their rhythm early against Dallas, getting outshot 11-3 in the first period, generating only a handful of scoring chances through the first 2 periods. Dallas broke a scoreless tie late in the first, quickly pulling away, scoring 3 times in the opening 6 minutes of the second period to take control of the game. Seattle adding a lone goal in the third, but it wasn't enough to close the gap as the Stars held on for the win. Kraken have their next battle against the Blues tonight. You can catch that game right here on Apple Valley News Now at 5. All right, trending this morning, it was a scary moment for drivers in Nebraska, and it was all caught on camera. Take a look. Video showing the ground suddenly open and swallow those 2 cars right there at the stop at the intersection. The road gave way, both cars falling into that sinkhole. That is so scary.
Yes, it is. Well, luckily, no one was hurt. That's a miracle. Witnesses rushed over, helping pull the drivers to safety.
The towing company then later was able to come out. You see it here on your screen. They were able to remove those cars from that sinkhole. Authorities say the cause of the collapse is still under investigation.
Yikes! If that happens to me, if I'm at Clearwater and Edison and a sinkhole opens up, you can just count me out for the rest of the week.
Yeah, just Jesus take the wheel. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in your 6 o'clock hour, graduates of Recovery Court marking a major milestone. This morning, we're going to see how the strong community support and court structure provided a path for lasting change in Kennewick. That's coming up at 6. Plus, a sleepy seal pup halts traffic in New Jersey. Hey, buddy. Coming up, we're going to show you how experts used a hockey net to safely rescue the little marine mammal and how she's recovering this morning. A lot of snow there where we're looking, but not here.
No, a lot of sunshine here. Mild days ahead. A little bit of that spring feel as now, can you believe it? We're in the last few days of February.
Wild.
So I'll show you what to expect as we head into March. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.